Alright, let's take a look at another action comic. This is a classic comic from 1958. This is Action Comics number 242 from July 1958. This is the first appearance of Brainiac and the first appearance of the Ball City of Kandor. Here you've got Brainiac confronting Superman. I dare you to capture me, Superman. And he's like, it's the greatest challenge of my life. This super outlaw may be bluffing, but I can't take that chance. Here goes. You notice that Brainiac has the classic red dots on his head here. This cover art was by Kurt Swan and Stan Kay. And he doesn't have those dots in the comic to come. So here's the story of Superman confronting Brainiac for the very first time. Action Comics at this time in the late 50s featured Superman as the main story and then continued on with other stories. This story is written by Jerry Coleman and it is penciled and inked by Al Plastino. Superman confronting Brainiac, and Brainiac is just a green bald guy here with the classic color scheme and also the classic force field. So Lois and Clark and other reporters are going to travel into space for the first time. This is 1958. Everyone's still crazy about going to space. It will take another decade and a bit to get to the moon. But here is Brainiac in space with a little space monkey called Coco. And Clark can see this through his X-ray vision. This strange alien wants to attack these guys, and so Clark says, let me go back to Earth in a spacesuit and get Superman. I don't know what they thought the technology of space would be. He doesn't even have gloves. See, I don't know what people thought about space in the 1950s. Anyways, he turns into Superman in space and confronts the alien's flying saucer, which is probably very relevant of the time, and discovers it has a force field. He can't get through the force field. This dude, Brainiac, is preparing bottles. We don't know why yet. We know why now, but him and his little space pet Coco are cooking up a scheme here. And they are targeting Paris. And what happens to Paris is, of course, it disappears from the Earth because it gets shrunk down and put into this bottle. And so Brainiac's scheme at this point is that he's an alien from a barren world, and he's trying to repopulate the world by stealing major cities from other planets, and then he will be their master. And so he steals like Rome, and he steals like other places. It looks like Manhattan there. And he snips a bridge, the George Washington Bridge actually, with his tweezers inside the bottle. And Superman sees all of this and he's stunned. So the ship lands here and Superman confronts Brainiac on this sort of asteroid planetoid. And Superman tears the planetoid apart by hurling different chunks of the planetoid at Brainiac. And it doesn't work because Brainiac has this force field around him. So Superman retreats and Lois Lane is stunned by this. But really what Superman does is he can't penetrate the shield to get into the ship. So what he does is he flies back, becomes Clark Kent, goes to Metropolis and hopes that I think he thinks that Brainiac will shrink down Metropolis, and he does, with Superman in it. So now he can get into the ship because the city will be transported into the bottle. So Superman lifts the cork and he gets out. He's got his powers because he's still within the sun's rays, and so he's flying around and Brainiac thinks that he's a fly and tries to swat him. And Superman notices the bottle city of Kandor. He doesn't know it's Kandor yet. He's going to find out. But he goes, that's a city of Krypton, my home world. Brainiac must have imprisoned it inside this bottle years before Krypton met Doom. When Superman gets inside the bottle city of Kandor, he realizes that all his powers are gone because they've recreated the sun inside there that they had on Krypton. So he meets this guy, and says, "Oh, I'm the son of Jor-El," and this guy's like, "Oh, Jor-El is my college roommate." That is literally what he says. Um, so then he recounts, Superman recounts his history and everything. This guy's been studying Brainiac all this time and knows how to control the bottle teleportation and all this stuff. They've also been creating machines and stuff. They've still been creating like rockets and all that stuff, and they have this sort of animal that's entrapped in glass. The animal can eat metal. So, and here they reveal that they have robots that are farming for them and stuff, and they've recreated a sun that goes around the bottle city in like a rail or something like that. So, anyhow, Brainiac now has to go back to his planet with all these cities, and it's going to take 100 years. So him and his little pal Coco are going to go into hibernation. And Superman realizes that everyone else is not in hibernation, so like the people that are in Kandor and all these other cities, they're not going to be the same people 100 years from. It's going to be the descendants that are going to be on this other planet. And he has to do something about this. So Superman flies up through the cork in a ship because he can't fly there alone. He doesn't have his powers anymore because he's in Kandor, and he uses the little metal-eating animal to poke a hole through the cork and metal, stopper. And then Superman gets his powers after he gets out the stopper and is able to teleport all the cities back to Earth. But he only has power enough for one more embiggening and teleportation, and it's either him or the bottle city of Kandor. And the ship does the work for him by activating the thing to make him big, and the dude Kimda, who is helping him from Kandor, says, "You know what? Like Earth needs its hero. We'll try and figure out how to make ourselves big and live on a planet somewhere another time." Which, of course, if you know Superman comics, never happens. They use it sometimes for something like Dark Knight Returns 3 or something, but anyways. So Superman then takes the bottle and bottle city of Kandor and places it in his Fortress of Solitude. All the other cities are restored on Earth, and all is well. The ship carrying Brainiac goes back to his planet with him hibernating. So that's supposedly the end of Brainiac. This is his first appearance. He was just a random villain here, but of course, as we know, he'll return. And here are the other comics featured in Action Comics 242. So here's a funny comic, Little Pete. Here's an ad, modern guys look for their speed sweep look. The only AMF Roadmasters have, I don't even know what's going on here. I guess they're selling bikes or something. Tommy Tomorrow. This was featured in Action Comics of the late 50s. So this is a space cop man, and he is assigned traffic duty in the year 2058, where we're all in space. That's only a few years away. So it's supposed to be boring duty, but like they show all the fun, weird sci-fi things that happen. They're stopping crooks and everything, and they're repelling meteor showers from snarled traffic, and they're saving people from traffic accidents, etc. There's this traffic stop where this guy is overweight with transporting a dinosaur, but if he transports it to a planet where the weights are different, then he's able to do that. It's all just administrative stuff. It's weird that this was like passed off as a kid's comic. The previous issue had a story about getting around legal jargon for claiming some sort of like mining thing, and you needed 5 witnesses, and they had to get around that. It's like that's the big space adventure. Here, it's like it's traffic duty. Anyways, at the punchline's like, oh, like, sorry, I had to assign you traffic duty for the weekend. I suppose it was dull for you, eh? And they're like, not exactly, sir. As all this cool stuff happened. The end. Here's another funny comic shorty. And here's another coupon for the Palisades amusement park. These ran through the 60s in DC Comics. Meet the Space Ranger. This is a showcase ad. Space Ranger, one of many space-based DC Comics characters. Gangbang. This is another page filled with cheesy jokes. They're kids' jokes. Nowadays, they would be called dad jokes. And this is Congo Bill. So this story features an alien squid that wants to conquer the world, and he makes your weapon too big for you to handle. That's his big power. He can also repel you with a blast from his tentacles or something. And Congo Bill is accompanied by this, I think his name is Janu, the jungle boy, who speaks in very stilted English. And anyways, he also, this squid doesn't like the cold. He likes the heat of the sun. So what they do is they have a fridge out in the jungle somehow. They have a generator, and Congo Bill takes out like an ice cube, and the squid thinks it's a weapon, so makes it too large for him to handle, but he makes it like a big iceberg, and the cold weakens this squid, and the squid is like injured, and I guess it dies or something. I don't know. There's like 5 other space squids that they have to fight, so that's going to be in the next issue. And here in Nature Wonderland, this is just showing different fun animals around the world. The jumping mouse, crows, the manta. And here are some ads from 1958. Do you want spending money? Sell these popular patriotic and religious mottos, I guess. Oh, build muscle, blah, blah, blah. These ran through comics through decades and decades, preying off of the insecurities of young men. And free Elizabeth II Caribbean stamps, 3 other big offers. So that's it for this Action Comics 242, the first appearance of Brainiac and the Ball City of Kandor. I hope you enjoyed going through this with me. If you like what you saw, please give a like to this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots of great comic book stuff on here. So until next time, take care.